Part 207. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2061. Duan Wolf now expresses his grievance. I didn't say anything wrong, what are you doing to me like this? With such a fierce look, he even wants to kill him directly. Do you think of me as your son? Duan Wolf clenched his teeth and just stared at Duan tripod. Once his stubbornness came up, it would be out of control. I'm just right. Isn't he the Blackbone deputy director? Who is it? Look at his forehead, there is still a tiny scar, I remember it clearly. Duan Wolf poked his neck and said excitedly. Me. Duan Ding trembled his lips, he really didn't know what to say at this moment. You son of a bitch. Rebellious son. Now he can't wait to slap this rebellious son to death. Raised for nothing, isn't it? I told you, to shut up. Cough, 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 cough. Puff. Duan spat out a mouthful of old blood, completely out of breath. Master Legion, I'm not feeling well, I'm leaving first. Duan Ding gritted his teeth and roared, then turned around and prepared to leave. Take advantage of this opportunity to sneak away. Now that Wugu is dead, the winner of the 3rd Division of the Tribunal is naturally Fang Fan. In this way, all his previous arrangements collapsed. Once Fang Fan Kao settles the score. Duan Ding took a deep breath, and the expression of horror on his face was vividly displayed. At this moment, there is no longer any delay. If you continue to delay, you will really be completely cold. Duan Ding gritted his teeth, all kinds of thoughts gathered in his mind, his eyes turned unnaturally towards the surroundings, and then he couldn't help but quicken his pace. Deputy Cardinal Duan, why did you leave in such a hurry? Just now you said that as long as Wugu is present, you will open your mouth and explain things clearly. Tisk, could it be that the Deputy Cardinal Duan is going to talk nonsense in front of so many people? Fang Fan waved his hand, and 10 judgment teams moved at the same time, directly surrounding Duan Ding. Now Fang Fan is in control of the audience. Snored. I don't know what you're talking about. I still have a lot of work to do, and I hope Director Fang Fan won't waste my time here. Duan Ding turned his head guiltily, ready to flee directly at any time. Is it? But you colluded with the heretics, framed Zhongliang of the temple, and even wanted to take this opportunity to remove the director, and even openly bribed each other. Is it impossible for the Deputy Cardinal Duan to go away with all the charges? The person who moved me wants to live, is it possible? Fang Fan bared his teeth and grinned, his eyes became more and more silent. Duan Ding's eyes gradually narrowed, and he could feel the murderous intent conveyed by Fang Fan. Obviously, Fang Fan has murderous intentions. If this matter is not handled well, it is very likely that his wealth and life will be involved. As the supervisor of the 3rd Silver Legion of the Azure Dragon Legion, I have a heavy responsibility. I don't have time to argue with you here. I don't even know what you're talking about. If there is no evidence, Director Fang Fan should say less. Although you are the director of the tribunal, if you make a false accusation, I think His Holiness the Pope will never agree. I am in the 3rd Silver Legion. If you want to force your actions, Qin Chuan, the head of the Silver Legion, will never sit idly by. The sergeants of the entire 3rd Silver Legion will definitely fight to the end. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2062. Duan Ding rolled his eyes, and immediately prepared to drag more people into the water. This guy looks pretty rough. This wave after wave seemed to be completely bound to the 3rd Silver Legion. It even launched Qin Chuan, the head of the 3rd Silver Legion, and even the entire 3rd Silver Legion. If Fang Fan were to force himself now, he would definitely be stopped by the 3rd Silver Legion. Director Fang Fan, my 3rd Silver Legion should cooperate with the adjudication office, but Supervisor Duanmu is right. There is no evidence, so it's really inappropriate to just take away the supervisor of my 3rd Silver Legion. Qin Chuan, the head of the 3rd Silver Legion, walked forward silently, already expressing my attitude. When Duan Muding on the side heard Qin Chuan's words, his face immediately showed pride, and then he called Fang Fan to cast a provocative look. Director Fang Fan, it's better not to get involved in such pretentious things in the future. Young people don't follow the rules and behave impetuously. I can't understand it. But you don't even have any evidence, so you want to come and get someone? Don't you think it's a bit too crazy? Even if I, Duan Muding, surrender, the brothers of the entire 3rd Silver Legion will definitely uphold justice for me. Duan Muding is now showing that he is the supervisor of the 3rd Silver Legion, and is closely linked with the 3rd Silver Legion. The purpose is to build momentum and make Fang Fan retreat in spite of difficulties. If Fang Fan didn't have any substantive evidence, maybe this time he would really fail. But unfortunately, when it comes to evidence, he really does have it. This Duanmu tripod is obviously a model of self-destruction. Who told you I have no evidence? Fang Fan smiled indifferently, and then announced the Duanmu tripod's letter to the public. Shall I read the contents of the envelope? My brother Wogu carries on. Young brother Yu has captured Mo Sang and Wenquan, both of whom are Fang Fan's confidants, beat them into tricks, forged a piece of evidence that Fang Fan intends to control the military power and rebel. Brother Yu specially presented 100 beauties with tens of millions of star cores. I hope my brother can protect the stupid brother a lot. The admiration that the stupid brother has for my brother Wogu is like a torrent of rivers, and it's like an elder brother is like a father. My brother Wogu is not only my brother but also my father. Fang Fan really couldn't read those disgusting flattering words later. When a person is shameless, in fact, the so-called face can be discarded. Has already performed the shamelessness to an extreme. When this letter was released to the public, the entire 3rd Silver Legion immediately became a sensation. I'll go. Supervisor Duanmu is actually this kind of person. Isn't this too stupid? Damn it, my brother is not enough. Do I have to come with my father? I am CAO. Does this guy not even want that bit of embarrassment for the sake of being superior? Who says it's not? I'm so convinced. 666. Anyway, I am convinced of this wave of operations, 6-to-1 batch. It's so strong that it bursts. I spit it out first. What qualifications does this kind of person have to be my supervisor of the 3rd Silver Legion? Get out. Get out. Things without any bones. Thanks to me, I still wanted to protect him. The tide of public opinion changed in an instant. Duan Muding has gone too far as a show, and now he has become a public enemy of the whole people. Everyone's eyes gathered here, and the voices of abuse continued. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2063. Duan Muding trembled his lips, and he looked at Qin Chuan, the commander of the 3rd Silver Legion, who was beside him. If the commander of the Qin Chuan army could support him now, then he might be able to get the support of the entire 3rd Silver Legion. So that he has the courage to continue. But when he saw Qin Chuan turning his head away with a dark face, Duan Muding instantly understood. This is the rhythm to completely draw a line with yourself. He is isolated. He looked at the tens of thousands of adjudicators in front of him, subconsciously swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and the fear in his heart instantly surged. He is only in the 5-star sanctuary realm. If he fights forcefully, he will be defeated by 2 fists and 4 hands. He will undoubtedly die. What's more, he also saw the existence of a 6-star sanctuary in these ruling envoys. Almost immediately, Duan Muding ran away. Now it is nonsense to say 1,000 and 10,000, but it is true to save one's life. Father, Master Father, what are you doing? You take me with you. I want to go together too, I don't want to die. Duan Mulang saw his father, Duan Muding, fleeing directly, and quickly reached out and grabbed one of Duan Muding's feet. The fear on his face was beyond words. At this moment, the sense of fear was too real. Originally, the biggest backer for this Duan Mu wolf was Duan Muding. If Duan Muding had fled, he would naturally have no idea. It was also reasonable for him to subconsciously want his father Duan Muding to take him away. Duan Muding, who was running fast, was suddenly grabbed by his right foot, and his speed dropped immediately. Now is the moment of life and death. With Duan Mulang as a motivator, he will definitely die. Now he just wants to live. Live well. Why does it seem so difficult now? Duan Muding's lips trembled, and he seemed a little desperate at the moment. Get off. It's me they want to catch, it has nothing to do with you. Don't drag me. Otherwise neither of us will survive. Duan Muding let out a roar, and his lips were almost worn out. It's really too hard for him now? No, I do not. Father. Take me with you. You can't just leave me behind. I will die. I am your favorite son. You also said that you would protect me for the rest of your life, you can't break your promise. Duan Mulang hugged Duan Muding's thigh tightly, and now it was his only life-saving straw. Seeing the increasingly resolute expression on Duan Mulang's face, Duan Muding had the urge to kick this guy to death. Cheating. Real hammer cheat father goods. Go away. Don't delay labor and management's escape. Duan Muding took out the long sword at his waist, and then directly slashed at Duan Mu Wolf's arms, cutting off a pair of his arms in just an instant. When the arm was broken, Duan Mu Wolf's body was naturally separated from him, and he was able to escape at full speed again. Ah. My arm, my arm. Duan Mu tripod. Duan Mu tripod. I am your son. You are so cruel. Duan Mu tripod. I hate you. I hate you. I can't escape, and you can't escape either. Even if we are going to die today, we will die together. The Duan Mu wolf clenched his teeth, and suddenly became angry, and then unexpectedly bit a piece of meat on Duan Muding's shoulder. Hiss. Nai zi. Get out. Duan Muding immediately gritted his teeth and roared, why did he raise such a stupid son? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2064. It's just that no matter how Duan Muding yelled, Duan Mu Wolf just bit him like this, his legs were directly clamped around his waist, and he was hanging upside down on him like this. Watching Duan Muding and Duan Mulang, the father and son, fight directly in the air, Fang Fan looked bewildered. Are these two guys sure they're okay? Why do you feel that the melon seeds in your head seem to be a little abnormal? This wave after wave, what kind of trouble is it going to be? Do you feel that your life is too comfortable? So you have to make a fuss? Catch it? Fang Fan strode forward, then waved his hand indifferently and ordered. As long as Duan Muding was brought back to the court, wouldn't he be in full control of the next thing? Fang Fan. You little bastard. After all, you have grown up. You can bite people. I hate why I didn't get rid of you back then. If I had been less hesitant back then, if I had been more decisive back then, you would have died. Since you won't give me a way out, then I will die with you. I won't make it easy for you. I won't make it easy for you. Duan Muding roared, and while speaking, he directly threw the Duan Mu wolf hanging upside down on him viciously aside, and then resolutely charged towards Fang Fan's position. He is not stupid, he is very clear about the current situation. Surrounded by tens of thousands of adjudicators, he has no hope of escaping, not to mention that there is a 6-star Sanctuary Realm Deputy Director Do Shun who has been watching. He is completely in a state of resoluteness at this moment, basically on the verge of death. He wants to live, and must live. Various thoughts echoed in Duan Muding's mind, and his gaze became more and more resolute. Only by holding Fang Fan hostage can he take the opportunity to escape. This is the only one left now. Duan Muding thought in his heart. The speed of the explosion became faster and faster, and he launched a full-scale charge. Fang Fan looked at Duan Muding and rushed towards him, with an evil smile on his face. As expected. This guy still wanted to take the last risk. Just how likely is it to succeed? Fang Fan squinted his eyes, and all kinds of thoughts suddenly exploded in his mind. Silver armored puppet. Out. Fang Fan waved his hand and directly released the silver armored puppet in the 5-star sanctuary to resist the wave first. As long as he survives this wave, the next thing will become much easier. Do Shun, Deputy Director of the 3rd Department of the 6-star sanctuary, has already killed him from behind. Clang. Duan Muding's sword collided with the silver armored puppet's spear, making a clanging sound. The silver armored puppet stood in place without moving, while Duan Muding's body had already been pulled backwards. No. Impossible. How could it be? How could it be like this? I'm not reconciled. I'm not reconciled. Fang Fan. Fang Fan. You must die. Fang Fan. If you are capable, you and I will fight alone. Fang Fan. Stab. Stab. There was the sound of weapons entering the flesh, followed by bursts of bone explosions. Do Shun withdrew the knife silently, then kicked Duan Muding's body aside indifferently. My lord, he is dead. Do Shun stepped forward and replied. Duan Muding, the Black Bone Remnant Party, refused to obey the arrest, openly resisted, and has now been punished. Everything has been settled. Fang Fan smiled silently. His wish has been fulfilled at this moment. To kill Duan Muding is the biggest purpose of Fang Fan's trip. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2065. He must declare to the world that he will keep his people. Chief Qin Chuan, do you have any comments? Fang Fan walked indifferently to Qin Chuan, the 3rd Silver Legion of the Azure Dragon Legion, and said with a smile. No. No. Director Fang Fan enforces the law impartially. I admire you. It's just that the matter of Duan Muding has nothing to do with our 3rd Silver Legion. I really don't know about the fact that he framed Wenquan's deputy head of the Silver Legion and the Mozang Bronze Legion. Qin Chuan, the 3rd Silver Legion of the Azure Dragon Legion, took a deep breath. Various thoughts flickered in his mind, and his eyes gradually became silent. Naturally, he couldn't show any smile at this moment. After all, Fang Fan just killed his supervisor just now. Is it possible to let him come over obsequiously to flatter me? At this moment, from the perspective of Qin Chuan, the head of the 3rd Silver Legion, he was mainly afraid that the matter of Duan Muding would involve himself. Although there is no great friendship between them, they are all high-level officials of the 3rd Silver Legion after all. This time is also due to the contribution of the commander of the Qinchuan army. If it is not for the cooperation of the commander of the Qinchuan army, it will definitely not be so smooth. I will personally report this matter when the time comes, and the credit of Commander Qin Chuan's army will not be erased. I believe that the commander of the Qinchuan army has no connection with this Duan Mu tripod. I can deeply feel Qin Chuan's army commander's loyalty to the temple. Fang Fan made a good sale, then the corners of his mouth raised silently, and his gaze became extremely earnest. If you sell well, it's all mutual. If there is no such thing, there is only payment and no return. Spa and Mozang have been found not guilty. I don't know what Qin Chuan's army commander will do next. Fang Fan smiled silently, already fully hinting. Director Fang Fan, don't worry. I can see the loyalty of Hot Springs deputy head of the Silver Legion and the head of the Mozang Bronze Legion. Duan Muting was killed this time, and my 3rd Silver Legion has vacated the position of supervisor. According to the regulations, I, the regiment leader, can temporarily appoint an acting supervisor. I think the leader of the Hot Spring Legion is very suitable. In addition, the commander of the Mozang Bronze Legion has extremely high military attainments, and just commanding a 308 Bronze Legion is no longer enough. How about this? The 309th and 310th Bronze Legion plus the 308th Bronze Legion will all be handed over to the commander of the Mozang Bronze Legion. I wonder if Director Fang Fan is satisfied with my solution. Qin Chuan, the 3rd Silver Legion of the Azure Dragon Legion, gradually showed a clear expression on his face while talking. Some things can only be understood but unspeakable. In the temple, all kinds of tricks are too numerous to enumerate. Fang Fan is just following the crowd and playing a small exchange of benefits. In the case of Duan Muding, although Qin Chuan, the head of the 3rd Silver Legion, would not receive any serious punishment, it is necessary to criticize him. After all, Duan Muding is the supervisor of the 3rd Silver Legion. But now after Fang Fan's operation, not only the blame is gone, but also a little meritorious service has been accumulated. Between repetitions, the difference is much worse. Of course, Qin Chuan, the head of the 3rd Silver Legion, was not the kind of ignorant person, and responded immediately. First, the authority of the 3rd Silver Legion's inspector was assigned to Hot Spring for the time being, and then the military power of 2 Bronze Legions was added to Mozang. Such returns have been very rich. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2066. Fang Fan nodded secretly. In fact, he also knew that this was also the certificate of honor of the head of the Qinchuan Silver Army. After all, Fang Fan is now the director of the 3rd Division of the Tribunal, and he also wants to sell Fang Fan well. The existence of the Judgment Office is particularly important. You must know that this is the place that controls the criminal law. If you want to trick you, just produce a little evidence, and you can make your life worse than death. If you are marked as a heretic, you will be useless in this life. So no one dares to act recklessly. Fang Fan and Qin Chuan smiled at each other knowingly. This kind of transaction is perfect. Director Fang Fan, in fact, I have heard of your name a long time ago. It is said that you have an inseparable relationship with the Dongguo Saint, and you have been promoted to a high position within less than a year after entering the temple, and even took control of the 3rd Division of the Tribunal. Such a vital part, I really admire it. It's just a pity that I haven't been able to see it for a long time. It's really fun to be able to capture Duan Muding, the heresy that scourges the temple, with Director Fang Fan today. When Qin Chuan, the head of the 3rd Silver Legion, spoke, he was already showing kindness. Seeing the silent appearance of the Silver Legion commander before, I thought he was not good at talking, but I didn't expect that he was so fast when he talked. And the sense of language art is also very strong. Fang Fan secretly narrowed his eyes, already feeling something in his heart. Qin Chuan, the head of the 3rd Silver Legion, was far from being as dumb and simple as he appeared on the surface. In other words, if he was really that kind of simple man, he might not be able to hold the position of silver-ranked Legion commander firmly. Qin Chuan Army Commander, you are too polite. Qin Chuan Army Commander Paper 3rd Silver Legion has tens of thousands of soldiers and horses, and they are the real heroes in the army. Fang Fan smiled silently, and responded very calmly. Cough, Director Fang Fan, I think you speak quickly, so I'll just say something straight. I don't know if Director Fang Fan can give me a few words of kindness in front of Dongguo Saint. The Qinglong Legion now has a vacancy for a deputy gold-ranked Legion commander. My qualifications are completely sufficient, and I have more military achievements than them. It's just that I don't have a backer to support me. Cough, I also know that Director Fang Fan is embarrassed by this matter, but as long as Director Fang Fan can help me do it, I, Qin Chuan, will definitely reward me. In the future, within the scope of my authority, as long as Director Fang Fan speaks, I will obey everything. Qin Chuan gradually revealed his purpose, but in the final analysis, it was still for profit. The direction of profit is also human nature. It seems that this Qin Chuan is no longer satisfied with the position of the head of the Silver Legion, but also wants to be promoted by half a level and become the deputy head of the Qinglong Legion. Fang Fan didn't answer directly, but just smiled indifferently. Qin Chuan's offer wasn't high enough. The so-called human relationship is actually bullshit. Favors that are recognized by others are useful, and those that are not recognized are all invalid. If something happens to you, they won't take care of you at all. Only the power in your hands is the most reliable. Fang Fan's thoughts moved slightly, and his eyes glanced around indifferently. Qin Chuan clenched his teeth, seeing that Fang Fan didn't speak, he was inexplicably flustered. If this opportunity to be promoted to the deputy gold-ranked Legion commander is missed, then I don't know how many thousands of years I have to wait. This is a crucial jump. Besides, if it were a fair election, he would have been the most qualified to be elected. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2067. I understand what Director Fang Fan means. In the future, if I can succeed in becoming the deputy head of the Azure Dragon Legion's Gold Legion and the head of the 3rd Silver Legion, I will recommend to the higher UPS that Hot Springs deputy head of the Silver Legion be. I don't know if Director Fang Fan is still satisfied. Qin Chuan, the head of the 3rd Silver Legion, was talking, his eyes flickered unnaturally, various thoughts gathered in his mind, and the smile on the corner of his mouth was vividly displayed. This kind of entanglement between each other is fully unfolded at this time. At this moment, there have been changes in these aspects. Fang Fan smiled slightly, then nodded secretly. He was quite satisfied with this Qin Chuan, he could understand the words, and he didn't procrastinate, and more importantly, he was willing to spend. The 3rd Silver Legion is the foundation of this Qin Chuan, but in order to be promoted, he did not hesitate to seed it out, which is perfect. If he can take charge of a Silver Legion, it will be an extremely crucial leap for Fang Fan at this moment. There are only 4 Golden Legions in the entire Temple of the Alliance of Light, which means 40 Silver Legions. On this point, there is no doubt. The state shown at this moment is extraordinarily real. Fang Fan raised his head silently, then smiled indifferently. Will embarrass Commander Qin Chuan? If it's too embarrassing, forget it. After all, Hot Spring has just been promoted, so there is indeed a lack of qualifications. Fang Fan smiled indifferently, and then tried to probe. Director Fang Fan is joking. Although the deputy head of the Hot Spring Silver Legion has not been promoted for a long time, I have seen his ability. As my deputy, he has been working hard all the time, and his ability is even more outstanding. I used to follow Director Fang Fan to destroy a sub-temple of the Dark Temple, which can be said to be a great achievement. Such a talent, you should try your best to promote it. As for the qualifications, the vice head of the Hot Springs Silver Legion has served as the head of the 308th Bronze Legion for tens of thousands of years, so the qualifications are enough. Don't worry, Director Fang Fan, I'll handle these matters by myself. Qin Chuan, the head of the 3rd Silver Legion, was talking and then quickly assured him. Fang Fan nodded secretly. If this is the case, then it would be very comfortable, and it is almost the same as what he had imagined before. As long as it can be fully controlled, the situation will become extremely smooth. A brief exchange, but we already know each other deeply. After the pleasant meeting, Fang Fan directly led tens of thousands of adjudication envoys from the 3rd Department to leave. The purpose of this trip has been achieved, and there are unexpected new rewards. Let Hot Spring and Mozang continue to take root in the 3rd Silver Legion, and at some point in the future, it may be able to play an important role. Several hours later, Fang Fan arrived at the Holy City of Light. Little friend Fang Fan, you are back. Master Dongguo Saint has been looking for you. Quick, go to the main hall. Master Dongguo Saint wants you to go to the main hall. In the distance, Cardinal Nan Gonglei, Deputy 2nd Rank Acting Cardinal of the Temple of the Alliance of Light, rushed over in a hurry. The flush on his face was very real. Fang Fan raised his eyebrows, seeing Nan Gonglei's anxious look. Could it be that the matter between Wu Gu and Duan Muding has become a big deal? His Majesty the Pope personally intervened in the main hall? Brother Nangong, what is going on? Fang Fan asked directly, knowing in advance, it is better to be prepared. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2068. About the enrollment of the Guangming Academy in the Sanctuary of the Firmament. You'll know when you go. This time, His Majesty the Pope has decided to win a wave of face for the Temple of the Alliance of Light in the Sky Sanctuary. Young friend Fang Fan, as the most influential person in the temple today, you'd better be careful. Nangonglei groaned, and then quickly reminded him from the side. The current situation is more or less solemn. Looking at Nangonglei's calm face, Fang Fan could feel the extraordinariness of this matter. Firmament Sanctuary, Guangming Academy. In fact, Fang Fan is really not interested in the admissions of this Guangming Academy. Or rather, didn't care at all. As far as he is concerned, it is better to first establish a solid foundation in the Temple of the Light Alliance in the Sky Sanctuary, and wait for Go to take the position of the Pope of the Temple of the Light Alliance in the Sky Sanctuary and complete the entire series of missions of the latent mission. As for the others, they will all be shelved for the time being. Before Fang Fan also asked Saint Dongguo to learn more about it. Even with his saint's ability, it is difficult to directly promote Fang Fan to the position of the 2nd rank cardinal in a short time. So Fang Fan recently thought about whether to go to the Dark Temple to do something, such as destroying a few more branch temples. Accumulate a wave of battle honors. Just as Fang Fan was thinking, the main hall had already arrived. After stepping in, one glanced at the past, and it was full of human heads. When he came for the first time, all of them were Deputy 3rd rank acting red-clothed archbishops and above, but this time he came here, it seemed quite mixed, a group of senior clergy. Most of these high-level clergy have a characteristic, that is, you can't see young people at all. As for the remaining group of low-level priests, all of them are young people, judging by the bone age, they are not very old, but their cultivation base is basically controlled above the quasi-sacred realm. On the high platform, Pope Gong Yezhuo of the Temple of the Alliance of Light stood there, looking majestic. Standing beside him was a plump and beautiful woman in red. If this plump and beautiful woman was classified according to her clothes, she would be a 3rd rank archbishop in red, but at this moment she was able to fight with the Pope. Standing together, sitting on an equal footing. It doesn't seem to be the archbishop of the temple. The clothes on her body seem to be more colorful. The ornaments on her chest are also a little weird. A star hangs upside down on the clothes of the priests of our temple. This person actually has a round sun on his chest. Fang Fan's eyes lit up, and then he nodded secretly, feeling more and more surprised. Little friend Fang Fan, quickly lower your head. Don't look at that person. That is the symbol of the first-class priests of the Temple of the Light Alliance in the Sanctuary of the Firmament. The first-class clerics of the Temple of the Light Alliance wear the Golden Sun medal. Second-class clerics of the Temple of the Light Alliance are equipped with a single Silver Moon medal. The third-class Temple of the Alliance of Light, that is, the Temple of the Alliance of Light in our Sky Sanctuary, we all wear Bronze Star medals on our chests. This is equivalent to dividing us directly. This makes it more real. That is the third-rank red-clothed Archbishop of the first-class Temple of the Alliance of Light. If it really matches the level, it can even be equal to the crown of the Pope Gongai's Wo. Young friend Fang Fan must never offend him. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2069. Nangong Lei took a deep breath, and quickly pulled Fang Fan aside, his eyes flickering. The current situation is more or less embarrassing, so there must be no neglect. Otherwise, it will explode in minutes. The third-rank red-clothed Archbishop of the first-class Light Alliance Temple in the Sanctuary of the Firmament, his identity is comparable to the Pope of the third-class Light Alliance Temple. The corners of Fang Fan's mouth raised slightly, and his eyes gradually became deeper. The Pope Gongai's Wo is a powerful existence second only to God in the temple, and he is the only powerful person in the holy state that has appeared in the temple so far. Such an existence is already extremely powerful, but in the first-class Temple of the Alliance of Light in the Sanctuary of the Firmament, that is, the upper middle class. It's not even comparable to my current status in the Temple of the Light Alliance in the Sky Sanctuary. Fang Fan squinted his eyes, and various thoughts kept flickering in his mind. At this moment, he had some deeper thoughts and ideas about the current situation. Above the strong, there is the Supreme Strong. This path has been set since the beginning. While Fang Fan was talking with Nangong Lei, Pope Gongai's Wo of the Temple of the Alliance of Light said silently, "Everyone, I think you all know why I called you here. The one next to me is Murong Yu, the red-clothed Archbishop of the first-class Temple of the Alliance of Light in the Sanctuary of the Sky. This time Archbishop Murong Hong came to the Temple of the Alliance of Light in our Sky Sanctuary with only one purpose, and that is to take the candidates to take the entrance examination of the Guangming Academy. The entrance examination of Guangming Academy takes place every 10,000 years. The requirement must be a cultivator under the age of 1,000-year-old bone in the light camp. This time, we will select a group of you to participate in the assessment. Our Sky Sanctuary Light Alliance Temple has 1,000 places every year, I hope you can actively participate." Pope Gongai's Wo of the Temple of the Alliance of Light made a wave of opening remarks, basically setting the tone of this matter, and the next step is to analyze and consider other aspects in all aspects. Fang Fan sounded a little lazy, and naturally had no interest in things he didn't care about. Afterwards, the Pope gave a wave of inspiring speeches in all directions. It sounds like that's the case, talking about the many benefits of becoming a student of Guangming Academy. It's just that under normal circumstances, they can know that these are actually chicken soup, and many of them are poisonous chicken soup. Most of the control of the superiors over the subordinates is to use this kind of chicken soup to seduce them in all directions. As for how it will be implemented in the end, it is unknown. My Heavenly Sanctuary Light Alliance Temple, and even the entire Qingtian Sanctuary, the young genius practitioners of the Light Camp, have been several generations of Inner Palace students who have never appeared in the temple. It pains me so much. You have become like this under my rule. I am responsible, and I have a great responsibility. To motivate you this time, I can promise you that as long as you are a member of the temple, no matter who you are, as long as you can successfully pass the examination of the Guangming Academy and become a student of the Inner Palace, the Pope will confer on him as a quasi-saint of the temple. In addition, 100 million low-grade star cores will be rewarded. When Pope Gong Yezhuo said this, everyone's eyes immediately lit up. This reward is too rich. Take out the position of saint directly? No. It seems to be a quasi-saint. Everyone was no longer drowsy, but stared at the Pope with excited eyes. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2070. Holy One, that is an existence second only to the Pope. The status is naturally extraordinary. Fang Fan squinted his eyes secretly, each thought gathered in his mind, and he was also startled when he heard the name of the quasi-sage. Don't worry, everyone. The reason why you say you are a quasi-sage is because you young geniuses have not yet reached the standard of becoming a saint. The quasi-saint rank is higher than the second-rank cardinal. Lower than the real saint. If there is a vacancy for the position of saint in the future, if the quasi-sage meets the conditions, priority will be given to the substitute. In addition, quasi-sages will be supported by the resources of the temple's saints. All in all, as long as any of you can become a student of the Inner Palace of Guangming Academy, the position of quasi-sage is yours. After Pope Gong Yezhuo finished speaking, there were bursts of sensational sounds from the entire palace. I'm going, this F***ck is equivalent to reaching the sky in one step, His Majesty the Pope this time it really cost money. Who said it wasn't? Damn, I'm so excited now, I can't control myself. The position of quasi-sage can only be mine. Don't talk about it, okay? How dare you, a mid-level quasi-sage, say such a thing? It's really ridiculous. What happened to the middle-level quasi-sage? Do you look down on the mid-level quasi-sage? I just don't talk. That's it, don't you have any points in your mind? If I become a quasi-sage, our family will take off. Quasi-sage, surpassing the existence of the second-rank cardinal, if I can succeed, I can take revenge. There was an endless din, and everyone showed excited expressions on their faces. This was simply a booster for them. Even if they themselves know that the possibility of achieving what they want is almost zero, they still can't help but have such thoughts in their minds. At this moment, the thoughts completely exploded. Everyone, if you have anything else you want to ask, you can ask directly. Pope Gong Yezhuo gave a rare smile, as if he wanted to show a friendly attitude to the people in front of Murong Yu, the third-ranked red-clothed archbishop of the first-class temple of the Alliance of Light in the Sanctuary of the Sky. Everyone asked a few questions indifferently and then fell silent. Not everyone has the confidence to face the Pope directly. Your Majesty the Pope, if at the same time 100 temple clergymen become Inner Palace students, how should the position of quasi-saint be divided? Should this reward be divided among these 100 people? He participated in the assessment of the Guangming Academy and became a student of the Inner Palace. Just now the Pope also said that in addition to being directly promoted to a quasi-sage, he will also be directly awarded 100 million star cores. If 100 people become Inner Palace students at the same time, will each of them distribute 100 million star cores, or will 100 people divide up the 100 million star cores? Fang Fan stood up silently and asked. He does have these considerations. This is related to his next overall strategy. If the rewards can be superimposed, there are countless strong men with 1,000-year-old bone age under his command. The cultivators of the top 10 legions, the 6 heroes, these are all existences that can show off the audience. Originally, Fang Fan really had no interest in recruiting students from this Guangming Academy, but now, more or less interested.